If you are listening to this on your podcast apps, please give us 1 minute while we wait for the podcast feed to populate with people that are
Happy
live
Monday,
and
Rob.
listening. It's
Happy
a great Monday. It's a great Monday. Our
Great Monday.
Because we get in the Super Bowl, the GOAT against the guy that's going to be the GOAT in 10 years.
No, there's
awesome.
no way Mahomes is going to be the GOAT. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
I don't know. He probably won't ever reach the level of accomplishment that Tom Brady has had.
Well, you're going out
he might. That one. He might. He's 24 years old and he's heading to his second Super Bowl. If he wins 2 Super Bowls by the time he's 24, like who says he can't play until he's like 35 and win that many? Like he might be able to. But here's my question: If you were starting a team, right? Yeah. Starting a football team, starting an NFL organization, and you could pick Pat Mahomes right now or Tom Brady at the same age or the same level of I forget how old he was when he finally starting for New England, but like basically at the same age, you're taking Mahomes every single time.
No, you're not, because
like
you are based on physical abilities. You are
but
not
based on, and that matters. Like we're playing sports here.
But now you know what Tom Brady has accomplished, and the crazy part is again, like Tom Brady didn't have this year. He's got the best weapons he's ever had. Like he's never had receivers like this. Never. He had Randy Moss, yes, for a stretch, but like he was dealing Troy Brown was his number one for a while. And last year he had garbage. I mean, garbage. So Mahomes has Tyreek Hill. If he keeps Tyreek Hill, yes, for the next 8 years, and Tyreek Hill is healthy and Mahomes is healthy. Yeah, I mean, then you're going to be talking about numbers that are just insane. But just so much goes into it, right? I mean, so much goes into it. My favorite thing about this Super Bowl is that Bill Belichick has to watch Tom Brady. I effing love it. I love it.
I think that's the if you're gonna say anything about Tom Brady's legacy and how impressive it is, the number one thing has to be he turned Bill Belichick into Bill Belichick.
Right.
Bill Belichick loses Tom Brady, and all of a sudden he might as well be Jeff Goodman coaching the Patriots.
Well, Bill Belichick sucked in Cleveland, then gets to New England, then gets Tom Brady, then wins all this, and then Tom Brady leaves, and they suck again. It's awesome because I don't like Belichick. So for me, it's awesome.
I'm shocked that there's somebody that you don't like. I never would have guessed that Bill Belichick
is a dick to the media. Now again,
he is
coach, an elite level coach.
Is he though? Is he?
I think.
Are we sure?
Yes.
Are we sure that he's an elite level coach and he just didn't have Tom Brady? Well, you've been telling me you just went through this whole spiel about how Tom Brady is the greatest football player of all time and the most accomplished football player of all time. And now you're going to tell me that because Bill Belichick, it was all Bill Belichick. You got to make your decision. It was either Belichick or Brady. It can't be both.
He's the GOAT.
It can't be both.
Brady's the GOAT, but Bill Belichick is not the GOAT of coaches. How's that?
Brady's the GOAT I think he's got 5 more years before Mahomes takes it over.
You're out of your mind. Out of your mind.
This is like the people that make the argument that that Bill Russell is the greatest player of all time. That's where you are right now.
Again, Pat Mahomes is.
That's where you are right now.
Pat Mahomes is more talented, more physically gifted. I get it, but what Tom Brady has done, without being the greatest deep ball thrower. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it is amazing because again, his physical abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Are probably, if you're ranking them of all time greatest quarterbacks,
Pat Mahomes will be number 1 in 10 years. We'll just put a pin in this conversation, and we'll come back in 10 years when we're still running a Field of 68 Best Bets podcast.
10 years.
In 10 years, we're gonna come back and we're gonna revisit this conversation.
There's
and
no way.
you're gonna apologize to me, and you're gonna say, Rob, listen, you didn't get very much right during the college basketball season in 2021. You didn't make very good picks, but you were 100% right about Pat Mahomes.
Who do you think? Wait. Last thing before we go. Who do you think your partner will be in 10 years for the Best Bets podcast?
I don't know. I have no idea. If we make it through the season together, then I think that I consider that a win.
It's pretty good.
Without killing each other. All right. So that's
Okay.
you want to know how you know it was a boring day in college basketball? We just spent 5 minutes on NFL championship games, and I think I only watched like half of the games.
I
So
watched them all.
all right, let's talk about tonight. We have some fun games tonight. Texas Tech at West Virginia.
Yeah.
We have Syracuse at Virginia.
We do.
We have Arizona State at Arizona.
Yep.
We have Oklahoma State at Iowa State. There's two lines that I like out of all of this, and I also I have a nice little off the board play for you, Jeffrey, that we're going to get into. Yeah, I'll save it though. I'll save it. It's a tease.
Okay.
All right, let's start with Texas Tech and West Virginia as you get notifications again. At least you had the volume down on this one, so it didn't deafen me.
All right.
Yeah, you had the volume down on this one. All right, so talk to me about Texas Tech and West Virginia. Where do you stand on this?
So, I mean, listen, I love this game. I mean, it's such a good game. Two great defenses. Here's my take on Texas Tech. I think they're better offensively than they've been over the last few years. I really believe that he's got more weapons. And again, it comes down to he's got Mac McClung, who can make plays off the bounce, which helps everybody else around him. And Terrence Shannon's had his moments. He's not great, but he had his moments. And De Silva's been good. West Virginia's trying to still kind of figure it out without the big sheep. Do they miss him? I'm not sure they do. To be honest, Rob. I think they're better without him because, again, those two bigs kind of clogged the middle a little bit. Couldn't really play them together all that well. Sheeb wasn't happy, obviously. And I'm not sure how much happier he'll be in Kentucky. We'll see. I mean, I don't think they're going to – all of a sudden John Calipari is going to start feeding the big Sheeb every time next year in the middle. I think – I don't have a great feel for the game, but I think I like the over. Because, yeah, I do. I like the over in this because most people are going to say, oh, Texas Tech, West Virginia, it's going to be a grinder. Nobody's going to score the ball. I actually think there's going to be more points scored in this game than you think.
I like that call on the over. I like West Virginia in this spot. The thing that I think really stands out to me here is that West Virginia in Big 12 play has been the best three-point shooting team in the conference. They're leading the league at 39%.
Amazing.
Knocking out threes. And what they're doing this year, I mean, they're very different than what they've been in the past. They still try to force turnovers. They still press a little bit. But they basically play 4 around 1. They put 4 shooters around Derek Culver. That's what they do. And they try to get Derek Culver isolated on the block.
Man, I'm a big Miles McBride fan. Really,
big shot maker.
Yep.
So Texas Tech is dead last in the Big 12 in defensive three-point efficiency. West Virginia, dead last in the Big 12 in 2-point percentage, right? They can't make anything in and around the basket because they have Derek Culver is like part of the reason why he averages so many offensive rebounds is he misses a shot, grabs a rebound, goes up with it again. So he kind of pads his stats a little bit that way. Texas Tech leads the Big 12 in 2-point percentage defense. So I see lots of three-pointers coming. I see West Virginia making a lot of shots because they're playing at home. They're going to be rested. They're not going to have to worry about. I know they played on Saturday, but they had a nice little tune-up coming off of their COVID pause. So I like West Virginia laying the 2 in this spot, and I also like the
Texas
over.
Tech they're coming off 2 postponements, right? They were supposed to play TCU and Iowa State, so they're probably a little bit rusty. Beard 5-5 against Hugs since he's been at Texas Tech. I just like this coaching matchup. Like two just, I don't know, what old school, tough. I mean, if you ever recorded their practices, they'd probably both be fired for things they said or did against, the players, but we won't get into that.
Two guys that will close down any bar on any given night.
There you go. Although Beard's mellowed. Like Beard is not. He doesn't get after it like he used to. He's matured.
Does he not get after it, or does he not get after it with you?
Well, he's not Billy Clyde. Let's put it this way: he's not Billy Clyde. He's not. No, he's not getting after it like that.
No one is.
Yes.
No one is. There's a reason he got run out of Lexington.
Speaking of Billy Clyde, if you're watching this stream, I'm on to you, Billy Clyde. Be better. Be better.
That's a nice little tease. I know what that reference is. People probably don't know what that reference is. All right, let's move on. We have Syracuse at Virginia. Goodman, this is my favorite bet of the day. Syracuse. I love the orange in this spot.
I do too.
Love the orange in this spot.
This could be scary if we both love this much. But I think we both loved Memphis yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, both big on Memphis. So the logic for Syracuse is that they kind of figured things out last week. They beat Miami by 26.
Yeah.
They beat Virginia Tech by 18. It looks like they're starting to run into form a little bit. They've started playing Kadari Richmond at the top of that 2-3 zone, and he gives them more length. It makes them a little bit better defensively. Like, I love their wings and Quincy Guerrier and Alan Griffin. Like, those two dudes are fucking tough.
Yep.
They are tough and athletic, and they really they do everything that you expect a Syracuse wing to do in that 2-3 zone. I'm always worried about Merrick Dolezaj inside,
right?
But the thing about it is, like, Virginia completely fades going to the offensive glass. Like, they just don't go for offensive rebounds. And that's the biggest weakness with the Syracuse team, is that they leave the paint open and you can go and get second chance points against them. So to me, it's going to come down to whether or not Virginia is making shots. And, like, I just don't think that I trust their 3-point shooters to be able to knock down shots. Like, Syracuse, their zone, they force you to take a shitload of threes. Like, that's what they do. They make you shoot threes over their length and over their athleticism, because you got to pass the ball around the perimeter. In the past, what Tony has done in these matchups is, like, he would run Ty Jerome into the high post and make the center guard Ty Jerome, and then have Ty dribble the ball out to pull the center away from the basket and get their defense out of a rhythm. I don't know who you do that with this year.
Have that. No, they don't have that.
Like, is Kihei Clark the guy that you would do that with? I don't know. So I really like Syracuse here.
I'm with you. I like Syracuse for, like you said, they've got momentum. Quincy Guerrier is playing great. Griffin coming off a huge game. Their guards aren't great. Like, I think here's the thing that makes this Syracuse team, to me, pretty good. It's like last year, like, Buddy Boeheim was maybe their best scorer. Mm-hmm. Now he's like their third or fourth best scorer. That's what Buddy Boeheim should be. So, like, you've got a bunch of dudes that can all – 6 guys, to me, their top 6 are really good. Like, Gerard's solid. Like, he's become more of a distributor rather than just a gunner. And it took him a while, because I think he set, like, the New York high school scoring record or whatever. But, like, he's become a guy that now understands how to get everybody involved as well as look for his own. What is it, 6? Is it 6? 6.5?
6.5.
Yeah, I mean, I love the 6 and a hook there. And I also like the over. I like the over because I don't think Virginia is nearly as good defensively. And we've talked about Syracuse. Neither one of us thinks Syracuse is that good defensively. It's 129.5, Rob? Right?
Yeah, and it's actually, the line moved up to 7.5. I'm looking at it right now. My only concern with the over here is that we know Virginia wants to play slow. We know that Syracuse zone is going to make you take a long time when you have the ball in possession.
Yeah.
And we know that Syracuse is not going to go to the Virginia's not going to go to the offensive glass, and they're not going to allow Syracuse to get out and run, which means I think we're probably going to have, like, shot clock violations on every other possession.
It's right? 130 now. It's 130.
Yes.
I'm still taking the over.
I get your logic, and I get where you're going with that. It's just I feel like this is going to be like a 55 possession game, and I don't think that either of these teams are going to be quite efficient enough to be able to get us over that number. So I don't like the under, but I'm staying away from the total on that one. If that makes sense. All right, Oklahoma State at Iowa State. Do you have any info on Cade Cunningham? Is he coming back? Is he playing?
Don't know for sure yet. I expect him to play, but I'm not 100% on this one yet. So we'll have to see. I'm going to wait, obviously. I'm going to wait on this one, because not that I think it's that big a deal. I still think Oklahoma State covers the 2.5 with or without Cade. I mean, they played their balls off over the weekend for the first 30 or so minutes against Baylor. They gave them everything they could handle, and Baylor's just too good. I would take the 2.5. I'd lay the 2.5 here regardless. I think it's still 2.5, correct?
Yep. I'm gonna wait to see what happens with
It's three.
with
Three now.
Cade. I'm gonna wait to see what happens with
I'm
Cade.
kind of with you. I'm gonna wait. I might go the under in this one. I might go the under. Just thinking that like Oklahoma State, again, they're still without a couple of guys. Iowa State can't really score at all. I mean, honestly, they can't really score. So I think I tend to go with the under in this one more than anything. But I'm with you. Like if Cade plays, I would load up a little bit on Oklahoma State in this one.
Mm-hmm. All right, Arizona hosting Arizona State. They won in Tempe at the buzzer on Thursday night.
We get the rematch
tonight. Tempe.
Tempe. What kind of accent is that?
Tempe.
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 Okay.
That's how the locals pronounce it, Jeff. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've ever been to Arizona, but they pronounce it Tempe. In Tempe. And this one is going to be in Tucson. I don't know if we're going to see Marvin Bagley's dad showing up in his Tucson shirt for this game. But
I don't know after the last one. It didn't work out too well for him, did it?
So what do you like in this spot? And then after this, I'll give you my favorite bet of the day because I got a doozy for you, man. I got a doozy.
Arizona's laying 5.5.
5.
5. Okay. Arizona's record against Arizona State in Tucson over the last 10 games is 9-1.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't expect Arizona State to win necessarily, but the last game was hard fought. You know, again, like Arizona State might be the most disappointing team other than Kentucky this season.
The only thing more disappointing than Arizona State is how many times you bet on Arizona State while saying they might be the most disappointing team in the country. Like,
very true. I called this.
And every time, so you're like, Arizona State is the most disappointing team in the country, but I'm going to bet on them. And then 12 hours later, you're texting me. You're like, I can't believe Arizona State. They're terrible. I swear, every time they play, this is exactly how it happens, guys. You got to understand.
I'm not. Again, all I'm saying is they're going to cover. Okay, I'm not claiming they're going to win, but I'm saying they're going to cover here. 5.5 points, whatever it is. I like it. I like them covering. I just think ultimately you're talking about Arizona. Their two best players are freshmen or have been. Like Akinjo, yeah, Jordan Brown's been good. Akinjo's good certain days. I just feel like Arizona State, you still got Remy Martin. He's played in enough of these Arizona State games. They lost a brutal one. Like, if they don't win this game, their season is a complete disaster. Like you got to at least split after losing in Tempe, as you would call it.
Tempe.
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 Get the first part. I just got the pay. I don't know. I just feel like to me, Arizona State's at least gonna play this one close. And I'm not saying they're gonna win, but listen, if you're going with talent, if you're choosing sides here, talent, aren't you taking Arizona State's talent over Arizona's talent, or no?
Yeah,
Tubelis. I like Tubelis a lot. I think he's gonna be a really good player.
Yeah, well, you can have Arizona State in that one. I'm staying away. But I do know that I'm never, ever, ever, ever betting on Arizona State. All right, you want my pick of the day? It's a good one.
Yeah. What's your pick of the day?
I am betting on Texas Southern to cover 24 against Mississippi Valley State.
Oh, look at you!
Because
look at you going into the SWAC.
I think Mississippi Valley State might be the worst college basketball team that we have ever seen. They are. Yeah. How about this, Jeffrey? They are ranked 357th on KenPom. And I've never seen this before, but they're also ranked 357th in offensive efficiency and 357th in defensive efficiency.
Honestly, this is amazing.
Their last game. How about this? Their last game, they lost to Prairie View A&M by 46 points.
And you know who took Mississippi Valley State in that game?
They scored 31.
I took Mississippi Valley State in that game.
They scored 31.
Yeah, I know.
In that game.
It was ugly.
They have lost their last two games by a combined 87 points.
Yeah.
There have only been 2 games this entire season where they didn't lose by at least 30. And that came against Alabama State and Alcorn State, who both rank outside the top 340 on KenPom.
Wow. What's the line you got on this, by the way?
24, but I think I might take it up to 44.
So hold on, I'm looking here, I'm trying to find it. There it is. So you're all in on the Fighting Johnny Joneses.
I'm all in on the Fighting Johnny Joneses.
I know how much you like.
We're not saying it that way. I'm all in on Texas Southern, because if you say on the Fighting Johnny Joneses, then I'm going to talk myself out of it, because that dude's.
Yes, I know. That's why I said it. All right, I got one more to add.
All right, what do you got?
Two more. I might have two more. I might persuade myself to go with two more. I'm going Prairie View against Pine Bluff. All right, Prairie View, if you don't know, has won the SWAC the last couple of years, and they have a kid named Cam Mack, and Cam Mack was at Nebraska last year, and honestly, talent-wise, could have been, I don't know, maybe an all-league type player if he had stayed, but he didn't. He transferred. There were some red flags with him. I hope his mother's not listening to this stream, because she's going to go off on me if I say red flags on Cam Mack, because she did on Twitter. But ultimately, he's now at Prairie View, and he does not belong playing for Byron Smith and the Panthers. So I'm going to take Prairie View laying the 9 against Pine Bluff. Okay. I really like that one. And then I kind of like Presbyterian here. So High Point came off a big pause and blew out Presbyterian yesterday, beat him by 24. And they're playing again. And High Point, I guess, so High Point came off the pause, and they played now, I believe this is their fourth game in 6 days after coming off a pause. I think Tubby's going to be a little tired. I don't even know about his players, but I think Tubby is a little bit older. I think Tubby's going to be a little bit tired for this game, a little fatigued, and Presbyterian's going to cover the 8.
There you go. Betting on how tired a coach is.
Yes.
If he's as tired as I am, then they're fucked.
Are you that tired?
I'm always tired. I haven't not been tired in 3 years, Jeff.
All right. So what do you got? Run them down. Run them down for me.
I am taking West Virginia. I'm taking Syracuse, and I'm taking Mississippi Valley State. If we get news on Cade Cunningham and that line,
Mississippi Valley State. You're taking.
I'm sorry, Texas Southern. You're right, Texas Southern. I'm fading Mississippi Valley State.
Yes.
And
Cade,
I just put all of these in on BetSperts. So if you're watching this right now, like, go to BetSperts and download it from there, and you get them all from there. If we get news that Cade Cunningham is definitely playing, I will take Oklahoma State under at anything up to about 4.5 or 5.
All right, so I'm with you on Texas Southern. I got Prairie View. I got Presbyterian. I got Syracuse and the over. I got the Texas Tech over. I got Arizona State getting 5.5 points, and I'm the same way with you as Oklahoma State. That's one that I want to monitor. I'll try to find out for you guys. So keep up. Again, if you don't follow us on BetSperts, you need to, because that's where that's where we post.
Yeah, and that's where if we get info that we're not allowed to share yet, and we make a bet on something that just happens to pop up at 1:00, when there's question marks going on with that, then you
should know.
You should know.
We're trying to help you.
And our bank accounts.
Help you more than anything. Help you, not Rob. Help you.
I need the help. All right, Jeffrey.